Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Sunday. We got 15 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells, and yeah, we'll hop into here. Busy slate today as we close out the weekend, starting with the Arizona Diamondbacks versus the Detroit Tigers. Arizona opening up as road favorites at minus 225. Detroit plus 185 with the over-under at 8.5. Arizona coming into this matchup 39-25. The Tigers 26-36. Pitching for Arizona is Zach Gallen with an ERA of 2.75. Pitching for the Tigers is Joey Wentz with an ERA of 7.49. Gallen, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Wentz, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Arizona, 8-2 in their last 10. They're on a 4-game winning streak, back-to-back wins against Detroit. Detroit, they're on an 8-game losing streak right now. Been very rough for the Tigers here, and Gallen, been very good on the mound. And yeah, I'm going to roll with the Diamondbacks on the road. Next matchup, we've got the Chicago Cubs versus the San Francisco Giants. Giants opening up as road favorites at minus 140. I'm sorry, Giants are home favorites at minus 140. The Cubs plus 120 with the over-under at 8.5. Cubs coming into this matchup 28-36. The Giants 32-32. Pitching for the Cubs is Hayden Wesnecky with an ERA of 4.15. Pitching for the Giants is John Brebbia with an ERA of 3.37. Wesnecky, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Brebbia, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 1 strikeout. The Cubs back-to-back wins against the Giants here. They've played good in this series so far, shutting them out yesterday. Wesnecky's been pretty decent on the mound here. Brebbia's been good on the mound, but he doesn't pitch more than like an inning or 2, so you're not going to get too much from Brebbia here. So going to be a lot of bullpen action here, and I think I'm going to take a shot with the Cubs plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Seattle Mariners versus the Los Angeles Angels. Angels opening up as home favorites at minus... Actually, Seattle is opening up as a road favorite at minus 115. The Angels plus 105 with the over-under at 9. Seattle coming into this matchup 31-32. The Angels 35-31. Pitching for the Mariners is Logan Gilbert with an ERA of 3.80. Pitching for the Angels is Griffin Canning with an ERA of 4.47. Gilbert, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Canning, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 4 strikeouts. Seattle beating LA yesterday 6-2. Nice win for the Mariners. Snapping LA's 5-game win streak they had rolling for them. Seattle still just 3-9 on the road right now. 3-6 against LA. I mean, they really haven't been playing well at all here. Pretty even pitching matchup, and I think I'm gonna take a shot with LA plus 1.5 at home here. Next matchup, we got the Boston Red Sox versus the New York Yankees. Yankees opening up as home favorites at minus 125. Boston plus 105 with the over-under at 8.5. Boston coming into this matchup 32-33. The Yankees 38-28. Pitching for the Red Sox is Brayan Bello with an ERA of 3.97. Pitching for the Yankees is Clark Schmidt with an ERA of 4.96. Bello, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Schmidt, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 1 strikeout. Boston Losing to the Yankees yesterday 3-1, back to back. Actually, they beat Yankees in the game prior. Boston is just 1-7 against the Yankees here. 1-7 on the road against New York. And yeah, they really struggled against the Yankees. I'd say it's a pretty even pitching matchup here. And I think I'm going to roll with the Yankees at home. Next matchup, we got the Houston Astros versus the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland opening up as home favorites at -135. Houston +115 with the over-under at 8.5. Houston coming into this matchup 37-28. The Guardians 30-34. Pitching for the Astros is Brandon Bilak with an ERA of 3.35. Pitching for the Guardians is Shane Bieber with an ERA of 3.57. Bilak, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 2 strikeouts. Bieber, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, had 2 strikeouts. Houston beating Cleveland yesterday 6-4. Nice underdog win yesterday, snapping Cleveland's little win streak they were on. Houston 8-3 on the road against Cleveland. They've been very good on the road here, especially against Cleveland. They have a pretty even pitching matchup here. And I think Houston's another good underdog today. And I'm going to take the Astros +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Kansas City Royals versus the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore opening up as home favorites at -180. Kansas City +160 with the over-under at 9. Royals coming into this matchup 18-46. Baltimore 40-24. Pitching for the Royals is Carlos Hernandez with an ERA of 4.31. Pitching for the Orioles is Kyle Gibson with an ERA of 3.87. Hernandez, his last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Hasn't given up a run in his last 3 starts on the mound. Gibson, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Royals on a 5-game losing streak right now, back-to-back losses against Baltimore. Hernandez has been good on the mound, but only in limited run. He only pitches about 2 innings here. And really just don't like the Royals. And we're going to roll with the Orioles at home. Next matchup, we got the New York Mets versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates opening up as home favorites at -130. The Mets +120 with the over-under at 8.5. Mets coming into this matchup 31-34. The Pirates 33-30. Pitching for the Mets is Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 5.94. Pitching for the Pirates is Mitch Keller with an ERA of 3.60. Carrasco, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Keller, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 1 strikeout. The Mets coming off a Pirates win yesterday, a much needed win for the Mets. Pirates really couldn't get anything going yesterday. And we know how bad the Mets are and all their struggles. Carrasco really hasn't been good on the mound here. Keller hasn't been good on the mound either for the Pirates. He's been very bad. He's given up 15 runs in his last 3 starts on the mound here. Not in love with Keller on the mound. And I'm going to take the Mets +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we've got the Washington Nationals versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -280. Washington +230 with the over-under at 9.5. Washington coming into this matchup 25-38. The Braves 40-24. Pitching for the Nationals is Trevor Williams with an ERA of 4.15. Pitching for the Braves is Bryce Elder with an ERA of 2.26. Williams, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Elder, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 8 strikeouts. Washington, they're on a 6-game losing streak right now. Back-to-back losses against the Braves. Braves on a 7-game winning streak. They're playing great baseball right now. 6-0 at home. Love Bryce Elder on the mound. And we're going to roll with the Braves at home. All right, next matchup, we've got the Minnesota Twins versus the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto opening up as home favorites at -200. Minnesota +170 with the over-under at 8. Minnesota coming into this matchup 33-32. Toronto 36-30. Pitching for the Twins is Louis Varland with an ERA of 4.40. Pitching for the Blue Jays is Kevin Gausman with an ERA of 2.63. Varland, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Gausman, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run, had 13 strikeouts. Minnesota, back-to-back wins against Toronto. They've looked very good in this series, all underdog wins. And, Gausman's been good on the mound. Varland hasn't been the greatest. Gausman good on the mound. That's why they're big favorites. I just don't trust the Blue Jays -200. I don't know. It just seems very risky the way they've played here. And if Varland can just have a decent game, I think they can definitely get a third straight underdog win or cover. And I'm going to take Twins +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Texas Rangers versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays opening up as home favorites at -185. Rangers +165 with the over-under at 8. Rangers coming into this matchup 41-22. The Rays 47-20. Pitching for the Rangers is Martin Perez with an ERA of 3.97. Pitching for the Rays is Shane McClanahan with an ERA of 2.02. Perez, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 5 strikeouts. McClanahan, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 5 strikeouts. The Rangers, big win yesterday against Tampa, 8-4. Yesterday Tampa was just down in a hole early, couldn't really get out of it. Snapping Rays' big win streak they were on. Rangers are just 2-5 against Tampa Bay here. Love McClanahan on the mound. Been amazing all season here, and I like the Rays to bounce back. Gonna roll with Tampa Bay at home. Next matchup, we got the Miami Marlins versus the Chicago White Sox. White Sox opening up as home favorites at -125. Miami +110 with the over-under at 8. The Marlins coming into this matchup 36-29. The White Sox 29-37. Pitching for the Marlins is Braxton Garrett with an ERA of 4.47. Pitching for the White Sox is Lucas Giolito with an ERA of 3.75. Garrett, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Giolito, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 7 strikeouts. Miami, coming off a White Sox win yesterday, 5-1. Both teams playing well, though. Both teams getting a lot of wins here. Miami 8-2 in their last 10. White Sox 7-3 in their last 10 here. Garrett hasn't been the best on. He's been okay on the mound. Giolito's been okay. I mean, it's a pretty even pitching matchup here, and I think I'm gonna take the Marlins +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the Oakland Athletics versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -220. Oakland +180 with the over-under at 8. Oakland coming into this matchup 16-50. The Brewers 34-31. Pitching for Oakland is J.P. Sears with an ERA of 4.20. Pitching for the Brewers is Freddie Peralta with an ERA of 4.55. Sears, his last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 1 run, had 6 strikeouts. Peralta, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 9 strikeouts. And Oakland back-to-back wins against Milwaukee. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Milwaukee playing horrible right now in this series. Peralta, he hasn't even been that great on the mound, too. Sears has actually played better this season so far for Oakland. Yeah, I'm not paying up for the Brewers today. They've been a disappointment this series here, and much rather take Oakland plus 1.5 on the road or money line as well. Next matchup, we've got the Cincinnati Reds versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as home favorites at minus 120. Cincinnati plus 100 with the over-under at 8. Reds coming into this matchup 30-35. Cardinals 27-38. Pitching for the Reds is Hunter Green with an ERA of 3.92. Pitching for the Cardinals is Adam Wainwright with an ERA of 5.97. Green, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run, had 8 strikeouts. Wainwright, his last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 3 strikeouts. The Reds beating St. Louis yesterday 8-4. St. Louis, their struggles really still continue. They haven't looked good. Pretty even pitching matchup. Wainwright actually been worse. He has not been good. He's given up 11 runs in his last 3 starts. And I'm going to take the Reds plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we got the San Diego Padres versus the Colorado Rockies. Padres opening up as road favorites at minus 190. The Rockies plus 160 with the over-under at 11.5. Padres coming into this matchup 31-33. The Rockies 26-40. Pitching for the Padres is Blake Snell with an ERA of 4.06. Pitching for the Rockies is Dinelson Lamet with an ERA of 12.96. Snell, his last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 8 strikeouts. He's coming off 3 really good starts on the mound, only allowing 1 run in his last 3. Lamet, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 runs, had 4 strikeouts. Padres on a 3-game winning streak, back-to-back wins against Colorado, and the Rockies' struggles continue. They're on a 6-game losing streak. And yeah, Padres have just been so dominant against the Rockies here. Snell's been great on the mound. I'm going to roll with the Padres on the road. Then the last matchup, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Dodgers opening up as road favorites at minus 120. The Phillies plus 100 with the over-under at 10.5. Dodgers coming into this matchup 37-28. The Phillies 31-33. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA of 4.39. Pitching for the Phillies is Taijuan Walker with an ERA of 5.04. Urias, his last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, had 1 strikeout. Walker, his last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, had 8 strikeouts. LA, coming off a dominant win yesterday against the Phillies, 9-0. A big win for the Dodgers. And crazy because it was like a pick'em scenario too. And figured the Phillies would do something yesterday and they did nothing. So yeah, Dodgers, they played well against the Phillies here. Urias coming off a bad start on the mound, giving up 6 runs here. Walker's been good on the mound here, but I'm not sure I love what I saw yesterday. And I think I'll take the Dodgers on the road in this one. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one.